Happy weekend, everybody. It's time for another History Minute with the kid here. Today we're going to talk about the Great Flood of 2019. Specifically, we're going to talk about the flood as it was in the Quad Cities. That's where I have most of my data from, and that's where most of the content that we have for this presentation came from. So, just kind of the basics was that it was a year full of record crests. There was about 3, 4, 5 different crests during the 2019 rain year, all of them at Rock Island, Illinois, which is where the lock and dam, or the locks and dam system is that actually measures the depth of water. A total of 3 crests were recorded between 22 March and 19 June. There may have been 1 or 2 more in there. We're not entirely sure. I'd have to get with some of the Corps of Engineer guys to find out for sure, but all of them were, those crests were over 20 feet in depth at Locks and Dam 15. The most significant of those was 22.7 feet, and that was recorded on the morning, I think it was around 1 a.m. if I'm remembering right, of 3 May, and that beat the 1993 record of 22.63 or 22.63 feet. So it was, I mean, we beat it by 0.07 feet. I mean, it wasn't that much of a difference, but it was enough to certainly cause some damage. A HESCO barrier, and this is where most of the damage actually came in, was there was a HESCO barrier in downtown Davenport that actually failed on 30 April, and it caused an evacuation of downtown. I think between the time that they actually sent out the emergency message and the time that it actually failed, there was like 10 seconds of notification, which is a fantastic thing. If you're in a downtown area where, you know, there's a big population and you hear like fire alarms and everything going off, and you only have 10 seconds to leave the building before this giant wave of water comes in. Yeah, great job, guys. Fantastic. An interesting aside of this, though, is that Google Earth imagery actually shows the river in flood stage from 25 April. And I was looking through Google Earth tonight, and that's actually what kind of reminded me of this, is that you can actually see what the flood looked like from satellite photos on 25 April via Google Earth. So to give you kind of an idea, the water, there's actually a lock system that there's 2 lock systems actually. So there's the modern lock system, which is Locks and Dam 15, but there is also another lock system that's further up Arsenal Island, and that's the old Moline locks, and that's where this first picture down here on the left-hand side is taken from. You can just see water pouring over those docks, and that is the lower end as well of a wing dam there, and water's just pouring over that. Now the second photo there, the one in the middle, that's actually where the HESCO barrier failed near Lock and Dam 15, or actually Dam 15. The locks are on the other side of the river. And you can see they're kind of in the center of the picture where the HESCO barrier failed. And then this is another drone photo here on the bottom right, showing up River Drive over towards 2nd Street, pointing towards Arsenal Island and Locks and Dam 15, of just exactly how far that water spread in. Keeping in mind that pretty much everything to the north of River Drive at this point, north in this photo would be to the left, I believe, in this picture. Yeah, to the left. So it was absolutely incredible. And I actually drove through this at one point, and it was surreal driving through. And for those of you who don't know exactly where this is located, here's the greater overview. And I even actually managed to hear an actual shot of the Google Earth photos. You can see it kind of, the water breaking in there through where it says Viaduct Drive there. And then if you go down towards Credit Island and Willow Island there, all of that's floodplain too. So all of that was underwater as well. Great, fantastic time. I had just done an article about the Great Flood of 1993. I think that got published 15 days before all this came through. And I was talking about how it was a historic event, and as the river was rising as it is now, we're once again keeping our eyes out there for things to go bad, and sure enough, on 3 May, things got a lot worse. So not nearly as much damage this time as in the 93 flood, just because we have better flood protection and better flood preparation, but still an awful lot of damage all the same. That'll do it for this week's History Minute. But make sure that you check out, we didn't do the last World War Commemoration series this time. We're going to do it on 30 July. We've rescheduled it. 6 August, we'll be doing strategic bombing in the Pacific Theater. 20 August, we'll be doing atomic bombing of Japan. These will all be through twitch.tv/historykid. You don't have to register to get a hold of those. And if you're in for something a little bit less professional, if you're in for something a little bit more immature, I'm also doing playthroughs of a few video games, which I've been kind of talked into doing. Those will all be on twitch.tv as we begin to launch our programming. So keep an eye out for that, and we will see you next time.